This is a very important location to town of Hempstead residents. 23 years ago, this coming September 11th, it's amazing, I think it's 23 years ago, when America was attacked, residents came to Point Lookout in particular on this clear day and were able to see the events unfold. And every year we hold a very important memorial service right here at Point Lookout, and we will again this year on September 11th, where we see regularly thousands of people come here to remember and honor all those men and women that we lost that day, as well as the survivors. And we're happy that we give them some place to go. But it just doesn't end at Point Lookout. Throughout the day, and I know Congressman King and Congressman D'Esposito can tell you, as communities throughout our region, throughout the United States of America, because this is not just a regional, from fields in Pennsylvania to the Pentagon to California, hold ceremonies. And people by the thousands come to remember those we lost, to remember those families, and to remember what our country means to us and what pride we take in living in this country, and that we don't take it for advantage. And that's why when Congressman D'Esposito came up with bipartisan legislation he's going to be talking about to make it a national holiday, we embraced it here in the town of Hempstead.
And when we take our oath as police officers, as firefighters, we take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution, but we also make a promise in our heart. And that promise is to never forget. But the unfortunate thing is people do forget, and people are forgetting. And when you talk to children who are now graduating high school, who weren't even alive on September 11th, and unfortunately in some curriculums throughout not only Long Island but this country, they're not even teaching about 9/11. That is exactly why we need legislation like this. That is why we need to make sure that September 11th is a national holiday, because we want to make sure that no one ever forgets.
And this bill is one way of really highlighting the significance of 9/11, and it'll be important for all the people who died that day, their family members, their friends, and all those who shared the sorrow and suffering of that day. But also it's going to be one way to reawaken the spirit of Congress about how vital it is that we stand with 9/11. So this bill, declaring it a national holiday, is so vital, so important, and it's a great message and a great signal, and again, a great tribute to those who gave their lives and sacrificed so much on 9/11 and the days, weeks, and months afterwards, and are still suffering today.
The September 11th Remembrance Act that is being advanced by another great firefighter and Congressman, Anthony D'Esposito, would provide our nation with an opportunity to educate our youth on the history of 9/11 and to honor our fallen heroes. My father recently succumbed to illnesses related to 9/11, so on behalf of my family and all the families that suffered, and indeed continue to suffer, I ask you to support this bill.
Again, this isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. It's no longer a Northeast New York, New Jersey issue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an American issue. And we have this press conference today, and again, I want to thank Supervisor Clavin for hosting us at the beautiful town of Hempstead 9/11 Memorial. We're here today because we're asking all of you to reach out to your members of Congress and tell them to support this legislation, that we need a vote on the floor to make September 11th a national holiday.